All right, so Zach told me to come see what we did in the truck. What do we got?
Look at my mobile studio.
Wait, what the? Is that a screen? And
Yeah,
a
I
keyboard?
got a computer. We got everything you need in an office. We got.
Is this a coffee maker?
Of course. How are you going to start your day without coffee?
We got our editor in there.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, we're going to prove that you can, do all this work while you're driving around with Starlink.
Wait, whoa, hang on. Is that the computer with like the 3080 in it?
What are you talking about?
Like that? It's got a massive graphics card. We're running all of this off the
Oh
Ford?
yeah, no, this is legit. This is like showing that you can do everything you need to do in an office. I mean, you can even make a cup of coffee. Look at that.
You're making an espresso in a Ford?
Why not? Look
What?
at the power we're drawing now, huh? 1260 watts. That's a lot of power.
And it can just handle it, huh?
Yeah, I mean, that's a computer, coffee maker, a lamp. Oh, and the Starlink.
Wait, we got...
Got to get him coffeeed up so he can get his work done.
What the...
This episode is sponsored by Surfshark VPN. Surfshark is an app and browser extension that we use all the time. It's a VPN, so virtual private network. Basically, it masks what you do online. Yeah, we're constantly reading and researching companies and products, everything from Teslas to solar to mining. And as you know, ads can follow you around for weeks. Products even show you prices based on the device that you're using or your location. Turn on Surfshark VPN and get the best deals when shopping online or even buying your next airline ticket. And if you're traveling, Surfshark lets you change your IP address to anywhere in the world. So you can search the web and watch content on your favorite streaming service that might be blocked depending on where you are. What else is great is I have one subscription with unlimited devices. That's a lot of devices. You can have a more secure and private life online right now if you use our discount code in the description below. Surfshark has a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you can try it, and if it's not the right fit, don't worry, it's fully refundable.
We're in the middle of a parking lot.
Yep.
We got Starlink in the back.
Yep.
And then we have a computer.
Yeah,
And-
a big, honking, powerful desktop computer. This isn't like a little laptop. And what we're going to do right now is put up on your screen what we're seeing live with the Starlink data so you can see what we see in terms of what our data is looking like. So you're going to see that screen captured. This is my proposal, Jesse, is that you could have an office and be on the road.
In a Ford F-150 Lightning.
Yeah, with Starlink.
As you can see, we're plugged in to the Ford, and that's what's enabling this whole operation. All right, Zach, this is cool and all.
See?
It's cool.
Ye of little faith.
O ye of little faith.
Yeah, I mean, and this is cool. Can we do it while we're driving?
I don't see why not, but let's test it. All right, here we go. Now, we're going to keep up the data that you're seeing from Starlink so you can see what actually happens as we get on the highway.
So far, we haven't lost anything, even though the Starlink was pointed in a direction, and we've just turned 180 degrees. Okay, so we're going down like this tree-lined street.
Yeah, but these are little trees. They're not going to stop Starlink.
Think so? Oh, I don't know.
Well, also, we're making tons of turns because we're in a parking lot. Once we
True.
get on the highway, I feel like we're going to make very slight turns.
Right. Yeah, I don't think we've seen major outages yet.
So, I mean, this whole time we're doing it, I want Elliot pretending, through gameplay or through watching videos that he's just doing work.
Wait, he can play a game?
Why not?
All right, let's play some video here.
I don't know why you're so surprised, Jesse. Elon sent these to the Ukraine, right, to help Ukraine out, and they're able to, get their internet there. We're here in the Northeast, and we should be able to get internet here.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. We've only had little minor dropouts of stuff.
And I mean, my argument would be that if you're doing kind of normal office-y stuff, like you're FaceTiming with your team, or if you're doing spreadsheets or emails, for the most part, it wouldn't matter if you had little minor dropouts because those happen to everyone's Wi-Fi from time to time.
Right.
It doesn't mean that everything stops.
Yeah, I mean, we've had little minor wipeouts, but that hasn't stopped him from being able to watch the video because the video buffers.
Like, we're getting on the highway now, and as you know, there's, trees and sharp turns and all that.
Right.
But, I'm dying to see what happens. Like, maybe when we go too fast, it just won't work.
I mean, radio waves are pretty fast. I don't see why it wouldn't work, but
I just meant, tracking the satellites and stuff.
it's working. I mean, this is crazy. It's actually working.
I mean, and this is with Starlink just, screwed down to a piece of plywood in the back of a pickup truck.
Right.
I didn't take a lot of time to figure any of this out.
Right. So, I mean, we're on the highway. It looks like we maybe had another little dip, but nothing substantial. We're still playing the whole video back there.
You know what I'm wondering?
Yeah.
Could we go to like the next level? Could you have gaming? Because like in gaming and certain kinds of games,
Right.
the ping rate's important. And
Right.
no dropouts.
You can't buffer a game, or
Right.
at least in like an online multiplayer game.
I feel like you should start playing like a hard game.
All right, what do we got?
Let's play some Counter-Strike.
Counter-Strike. That's a pretty serious game. Does Steam like Starlink? That's the question. Yeah, apparently.
All right, we're on the highway now. We're going 65 on the highway.
No way.
We're 65 on the highway. Like you're seeing the cameras.
And we're online.
We're going under this little like sign over the highway. I wonder if that like makes a big difference or not.
I don't know. We're coming up to an overpass.
Oh yeah, this is our first overpass.
I don't know, dude. I don't think it's gonna work.
You don't think it's gonna you think we're gonna just lose it entirely?
Well, I mean, it's a big block of concrete and steel. Of
Yeah,
course,
we're
we're
only
gonna
going
lose.
under for a second though.
Okay.
All right, we just went under it. What happened?
Okay. I'm seeing a little dropout, but nothing substantial. I mean, I guess you're right. We're only in front of it for a second. I can't really wrap my head around this.
I know. Here's another overpass coming up. I think two actually.
Two back to back. Okay, this is gonna be. See, this is where I just think.
Wait, you think we're gonna like lose it entirely and never get it
I
back?
don't know. I mean, it has to track satellites and do all sorts of stuff. You're cutting in front of the sky here.
Let's see.
Okay, how's Counter-Strike coming? Is it working?
Yes, see if it can handle the game.
You ready to start gaming?
Yeah.
Oh, getting his headphones on.
This is serious gaming.
Are you kidding me? And I mean, on the phone here it says we have a latency of 38 milliseconds.
That's it.
Did you get a kill?
Yeah.
What?
I think is this the first kill under Starlink in a Ford F-150 Lightning?
Has to be.
Oh, and by the way, we're in Blue Cruise. We're doing all the tech at once here.
So
We're doing-
you could have been playing Counter-Strike yourself.
Well, I wouldn't condone that. No.
Disclaimer, Second Just do not condone playing Counter-Strike while in Blue Cruise in your Ford F-150 Lightning while driving with Starlink in the back of the truck.
So Elliot, are there real humans playing or not?
Mostly bots, but yeah,
There are some humans.
there are some guys.
The best part of this, just everyone, the best part is that Jesse didn't believe me and that we're proving that it can be done. Because he did not think that we could pull this off, even like sitting in a parking lot, let alone
I thought
on a highway.
look, I thought the parking lot, I just thought that, like the computer plus he's got like a lamp back there and a coffee maker. Like, I'm just saying, this is 65 ping.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good.
Elon, thank you.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
I mean, this is like Pimp My Ride level.
Oh yeah. This is a full gaming computer. Like that draws a lot of power, first of all.
Actually, we can check.
Yeah.
Let me see what we're pulling here. He's pulling 430 watts, roughly 420. Nice.
First human kill.
Yeah, first human kill. I think that's a record, internet. And look we're in New England. Look at the big trees on either side of this highway. Like, I mean, I could get over one lane, which would put us even more in the middle. I don't know if that would help.
I don't know either.
And by the way, we're going 69 miles an hour,
Nice.
and we're drawing 420 watts. Just saying. Just saying. Another overpass coming up in about 5 seconds.
Let's see. Here's the overpass.
This brings about a whole new level of gaming if you have to take into account Starlink
physical
outages.
environment.
Yeah, so
Yes.
like, quick, run for cover. We're about to lose internet. But I mean, how long did he lose it?
I don't think I noticed anything. I mean, the
Maybe
game
like,
didn't
it
say
was
anything.
kind of lagging for like 3 seconds.
So an overpass is like 3 seconds of lag.
I mean, that's not bad.
And it's not bad, especially I'm going slow-ish. I'm going like
Yeah.
62 because of this truck. So Jesse, I think I've proven my point about being on the highway. What I'm going to do now, because I think realistically, there are going to be times if you're running your office from the road that you're going to have to get onto non-highway situations. So I'm going to get onto a, 45 mile an hour kind of road situation
Okay.
with leaves on trees. And let's see what happens to our mobile office.
Okay. All right. So we're coming up to what I would consider to be a lot more tree.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to take a 90-degree turn. We're going to have trees. I feel like he's going to just stop. He's going to get totally laggy. And keep in mind, my premise wasn't to have a mobile office where you can play live multiplayer games. my premise was that you would be able to do office stuff.
So far, we're good.
Oh wow, we're still on?
Yeah.
And I mean, we're like right underneath some tall trees and a power line. I'm just astounded that Starlink can track. Because also don't forget, normally Starlink is mounted to a surface like a building, and now we're just in this mobile thing that's bouncing all around.
Right.
You got to hand it to the Starlink engineers. I mean, this is incredible.
I mean, there's definitely little tiny dropouts, but they're not even like affecting his game. Did you win?
Nope.
Oh, that's too bad.
All right, another 90-degree turn.
Okay. Kind of a whoa.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still curious to see. We've got kind of open skies here.
Yeah.
But I'm curious to see if you can still kind of game. Because, I mean, look, what we're proving here with the game isn't that you can game. I want to make that clear. We're proving that if you can actually do a multiplayer game and play it kind of fun, that means everything else on a computer works. Because if you know about computers, gaming is one of the hardest things to do on a computer.
Right.
So I can hear some of you watching right now. You're saying, Zach, what are you talking about? How could you do work? You know, it's one thing to do work from home or do work in the office, but you're talking about doing work in a mobile office.
Right.
And I guess my point is not that you would exactly set it up the way we have. My thought would be more like you'd be pulling a camper, and then during the day you would be like moving to your next site. And so for the most part, you probably wouldn't be doing it from the road. But if you had to, if you're like, well, today we got to push on to the next site and I got to get some meetings done,
right,
you could do it from the back seat of the truck.
Well, and the other thing too is, let's say that you had it in your camper and there was a power source in there and you wanted to be like downloading or uploading footage. You could have your computer running, because obviously you can't have a person in the camper, but you could leave your computer running to download or upload hundreds of gigabytes of files, and it would just be doing it.
Really good point.
I mean, that's really cool for a lot of people.
Yeah, I just think right now we have proven something huge here. We are not using a latest generation Starlink. This is one of the first Starlinks.
Yeah.
And we are on some of the worst conditions of roads, I think, because we're in New England with big trees. If you're out in the Midwest, for instance, or most other places in the U.S., for instance, there's not a lot of big trees, and so you've got just open sky.
All right, so how are we doing now that we're like very tree covered?
Well, we're still doing okay, but a lot worse than before.
Oh yeah, look, there was like ghosting.
Yeah, we're at 86 ping, 81 ping right now.
Yeah, and I'm seeing some dropouts on the phone here. And now we're going to be going over, it looks like 2 overpasses. We're going to be going pretty slowly, probably only about 30-ish miles an hour. So we'll have to see how that impacts you.
Here we go. You're about to lose it. And you should get it back.
Oh, that was so weird. I saw you totally drop out for a minute. But it comes right back. I mean, that's really
amazing.
cool.
How fast does it come right back? Like a second?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow. So as you can see, we're driving along in a mix of trees. We have moments where it's really covered. We have moments where it's open. And I think this is a really good example of like what would be a kind of a bad, almost worst case if you were trying to do work in the truck. Because look at, I mean, we have trees that are just overhanging the road completely, so I'm sure it must block it completely. And then we have little spots where it's open. I doubt it can get any internet during those times. Yeah. I mean, look at this, completely shaded now. I can't believe that he's gonna have any coverage right now. And I think this is really good data. This shows you that if you can kind of plan your route and pick routes that don't have just tons and tons of trees. Okay, now we're gonna hit an open spot and we'll see if he gets anything back.
How's it been going?
Yeah, not so good. The hardest part here is to aim because it's shaking.
Oh, you mean physically the car shaking?
Yeah.
Wait, so it's not even necessarily the lag, it's just the physical being in a truck?
Yeah.
Elliot can somehow do this without getting car sick. I would definitely be car sick by now. So I'm not arguing that you would do this constantly, but you could do a FaceTime is what I'm arguing, because a lot of times you can just have it facing you and not have to look right at the camera the whole time.
Or, I mean, you could be on your phone. I mean, I know that you can have LTE in most of the civilized world, but there are lots of stretches in the world where you're not going to have that luxury. I mean, I was in Vermont the other day and just had absolutely no cell coverage whatsoever.
Right.
And it's kind of scary because you're like, well, if I need to call someone or if I need to look something up of, a charger or a destination, like having the Starlink would be pretty nice.
I'm at 200 ping right now. It's not really working.
Okay, so now we're starting to get into the failure points. Oh yeah, it's looking great. Looking real good.
But you know, another point here is not just office. Let's say you wanted to just go on a little weekend getaway, but you want to be able to bring, you know, Netflix with you into your campground or something. And we've had this experience. We went camping and there was just not enough Wi-Fi at the campsite. And so you want to bring Starlink with you. Well, here we're kind of proving you can. Just throw it in the back of the truck. Or throw it in the back of whatever, and just when you're ready, put it on the roof.
But the campsite had better be pretty wide open, because here we are, you know, driving through these trees, and there is a lot of downtime.
Sure.
I think that Elliot's given up at this point.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for watching Now You Know. We work hard to bring you videos about things that we think you'll find useful, but we need to know from you what you want to see, so leave your comments below. Also, don't forget to go over to our Patreon page, where for as little as $1 a month, you can watch our Patreon bonus story every week on Tesla Time News. Thanks again. We'll see you soon.